Experienced striker Guerrero, who was allowed to play in the tournament only after the captains of Peru's World Cup opponents petitioned FIFA to temporarily lift his 14-month suspension for a failed drug test, made the most of what may have been his final appearance for Los Incas, who finished with 3 points to add to the many plaudits they have earned in Russia. Peru's opener would have been worthy of winning any World Cup match. Andre Carrillo volleying Guerrero's weighted cross into the net, to the unbridled joy of the raucous Peru fans packing the stands. The talismanic Guerrero, 34, made his mark on the game's biggest stage with a goal early in the second half, extending his record as his country's all-time leading scorer. Despite head coach Bert van Marwijk throwing on talented 19-year-old Daniel Arzani and veteran Tim Cahill to try and turn the game, Australia failed to muster a comeback as it finished at the bottom of Group C. A win would not have been enough for the Socceroos anyway, as Denmark picked up the point it needed to accompany France through to the last 16 thanks to a 0-0 draw against Les Bleus in Moscow. They'll be dancing in the streets of Sochi. But the Socceroos were rocked by a brilliantly taken Peru goal after 18 minutes when Guerrero broke into the penalty area, cut back onto his right foot, and swung a deep cross for Carrillo to lash a volley through yet an axe legs and into the bottom right corner of Matt Ryan's net. Peru then had to soak up some pressure as Tom Rajic beat 3 defenders on a jinking run into the penalty area after 26 minutes and saw his shot saved by Pedro Galles before Matthew Leckie was denied by a last-ditch Anderson Santamaria tackle as he slid in on goal. The second half was just 5 minutes old when Guerrero struck, hooking the ball into the far corner of the net beyond Ryan's left hand to leave Australia with a sizable task ahead of it. 34Y176D, Peru's Paulo Guerrero, 34Y176D, is the third oldest South American player to ever score at the World Cup, after Uruguay's Obdulio Jacinto Varela, 36Y279D, and Argentina's Martin Palermo, 36Y227D. Blanqueroja. As the minutes ticked away, so too did Australia's hopes of a turnaround. Aziz Behich got in behind the Peru defence and had time and space to pick his spot, but instead opted to send a cross beyond an unmarked Cahill. Edison Flores almost added a third goal on the counter when he crashed a low drive onto the post from the edge of the box in the closing minutes, but the offside flag was raised and there was to be no final flourish for Peru.